You got to get the special daycare. Hey, man, we're going into this question interview right now, brought to you by Orasi Software. The Orasi team is committed to providing full life cycle support for developing, testing, and delivering market-driven products. Orasi's model when the customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to Orasi.com for more information. Make sure, before that, what number did Mike call us at?
Mike called the show at 678-613-5857.
Now go ahead and give our guest the proper introduction, sir.
Really don't need much of an introduction. Atlanta legend, icon, all of that good stuff. Listen, it wouldn't be no TV without this young lady here. Brenda Wood to the microphone. What's going on, Brenda?
Good, and I'm loving the introduction, especially the part where you said young lady.
Yeah. Yes, oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There you go.
Legend and icon means, it's old.
No,
but then
no,
you threw
not
in
at
young
all.
lady, I'm good.
Not at all. Not at all.
I guess it's the envy, love to talk to people when they first retire. When you didn't have to go in, how long did it take you to adjust to be like, I just can get up and have a new routine now? It's a whole different.
How long did it take me?
Yeah.
How long? Not long. Not long at all. I was a happy camper. Nope, never looked back. It felt so wonderful, honestly, to wake up and know that, today I don't have to comb my hair or put on clothes if I don't want to. So there. Would it take you long to get used to that?
Yeah, no, it sounds great already.
You're right.
I love that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So it's nice.
So let's talk about the first time you don't have to set that alarm. Like, I'm just going over there and just trash all my alarm clocks,
Right.
anything that's going to go off. How was that feeling?
It's sweet. I mean, it really is. It's sweet. It's like a vacation. The first couple of weeks, it's like a vacation. And then I will be honest and say that after a while, when you're sitting home, you haven't done anything, the sun is setting, and you look and you say to yourself, well, I haven't done one thing today. there is a little bit of guilt about that, about not being productive, not doing something substantive or significant, and so there's guilt involved for a little bit, and then I'm still trying to work through that, but I'm not so guilty that I'm ready to go back.
Right.
So
not at all.
I think I can handle it.
Right.
I'll work it out. Yeah.
Was there ever that twinge of maybe I miss it a little bit?
No.
No, that's
No.
really retired.
I've been doing it for so long.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, and that's when you know that you walked away at the right time. When you don't have any regrets,
Right.
you're not looking back, you're not saying, oh, maybe I made a mistake and shouldn't have walked away. No, I feel very comfortable that I did this at the right time when I was ready.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just thinking about that whole, when you wake up and be like, I don't even miss it. It's like,
I ain't doing
Nope,
nothing.
nope.
I'm cool.
Nope.
Like that.
And it's funny because we were at the Atlanta Dream draft last year. You had just retired, and we saw you. And the one thing I kept telling Glaze, I was like, Brenda looked like she having a ball.
I was, and I am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Life is good, and I feel very blessed to have been able to have the career to walk away and still, knock on wood, in good health, relative good health, and to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. A lot of people are not able to, not blessed enough to do that. They keep working because it gives them satisfaction, and they're still enjoying it, but they drop dead before they get a chance to sit back and just take in the fruits of all that they've done over the decades. So I feel very blessed.
When you look back, and we talked to you last time, I remember you said that you just want to remember that you were fair. When you walked off the studio that day, when you dropped the mic and you had your people there and everything, I still let us drop mic. That was awesome, by the way.
I'm out.
Did you feel like we used to term on football, I left everything on the field. And we put it all out there. We got nothing left when we walked off.
Yeah, I did. I mean, that's part of knowing when to walk away. Yes, I did the best that I could do. I gave everything. It was, it was difficult being a mom and raising kids and, juggling all of that. But I did it and tried to do the best that I could. Gave it all that I had. And, yeah, I left it all on the table.
Being the icon that you are, when you walk around the streets in retirement today, how are you received?
That's funny, because people's memories are short. are some who say, the hair. So I'm
You throwing them off,
I'm wearing blonde curly hair now. So that's throwing people off. And so I do get some strange looks. And there's some people who, when I speak, they're like, oh, your voice. Yeah, I know. Aren't you?
You're from somewhere.
Right. But there are a lot of people, I'm doing business with them. What's your name, ma'am? Brenda Wood. Okay, what's that again? Brenda, what's your last name? So, out of sight, out of mind. It comes quick.
We do got quick memory.
But that's okay.
Wow.
That's okay. I'm good with that.
You talked about family, and that's one of the things that seems that you're able to enjoy more now. Did you ever, at any time during your career, feel it was important that you do what you do because you knew it would help your family your kids growing up, because your daughters just won a great election? You see that Brenda Wood vigor in your kids when they walk around. Was it that important to you?
To work while raising kids? Yes. My mom, was a divorcee and was a single parent and worked 2 and 3 jobs all the time. She just left no dust under her feet. She was, she was on the move all the time. And she was a strong woman, and I learned a lot from her about work ethic and commitment. And she said to me, I'm working these jobs because I don't want you to want for anything. And I'm the mama and the papa, and I'm gonna make it happen for you, and make life good for you. With my kids, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted them to see a strong woman. I wanted to pass that same ethic along to my children, that you're happiest and you can give of yourself as a parent much more, much greater you, if you are doing the things that supply your inner self, that supply your dreams and your visions and motivation and nurture all of that. I'm happier doing that, and they see that I'm able to give that happiness to my kids.
Wow. Y'all getting motivation too.
Right.
And that inspiration to my kids.
Right.
We're gonna charge y'all extra for this show. Anyway, we'll come back. We got more with Brenda Wood. Stay with us, it's The Crush.
Hey, become the new you at Cobb County Kia. We still have 0% for 75 months on Optima, Forte, Sorrento, and Sportage. We also have that 90-minute guarantee. So this is what you do. Shop Cobb County Kia in Kennesaw and CobbCountyKia.com. 90-minute guarantee by appointment only. Purchase must be on in-stock unit. 90-minute guarantee based on original customer agreement to terms dependent on credit. Lending of $500 will be paid by check once the loan is funded by a lending institution, or may be deducted from the price of the car, whichever customer chooses. See dealer for details. So this is what you do.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the app.
Major Key Killer, don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by GetSchooled and the Ad Council.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably. Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do.
Cannonball!
Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp. I can probably hit the green from here. Probably. Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go? Yep.
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Oh, man. Flavor in your ear. In the 90s when I was going to school at Mo Brown, this song, boy, was very important to me. So rest in peace, Craig Mack, man. We 46 years young.
I like the remix better.
We're back, man, and we are doing our interview with Brenda Wood. I just say, people always ask me, and I'm not just saying that because you're one of my favorite interviews I do, and I always say Brenda Wood because I can just tell the authenticity of when you came on here. You didn't give us no, what you want to hear. I'm trying to pump myself up. Sound like somebody who was retiring soon. Like, we still a little salty we didn't get the date, but you know what?
I want to tell y'all something, but I really can't tell you. But
looking back,
read in between the lines. Read in between the lines.
I'm sorry, so go ahead, man. I was laughing.
So one of the biggest things that part of our job, what used to be your job, was keeping up with current events.
Yes.
Do you now that you don't have this part of your job anymore? Do you kind of scroll still? Let me see what's going on in the world. Let me put it down.
Every morning, first thing I do is pick up my phone. It's like, oh Lord, what in the world has happened today in D.C. at the White House? So I pick up, put on, I turn on, look at Twitter and just kind of scroll through to see whatever madness has happened that morning.
Right.
Yeah, and I keep up with it constantly. Actually, I watch cable news all day. My kids say I need an intervention at this point because it's just so constant. But I don't want to normalize what has happened in our country. It's not normal. It's not healthy. It's like sicko. Like, how in the world did we get to this place? And I don't want to normalize it as if to walk around like everything's fine. It's not.
Right.
We got problems.
Yeah.
Like deep problems on a number of levels.
Right.
And so, I keep up with it. I throw things at the TV. I'm yelling, almost every day at some point. And, I'm praying that at some point in the not too distant future, we can right this ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you talked about social media. Have you become more social media friendly? I know you probably read through, but do you? I saw a few posts. I'm like, okay, Brenda.
Yeah,
I
I go in spurts. So I'll do some posts and I'll like people or whatever. There's some terminologies I don't get yet. Like I don't know what poking means, but I don't want to poke you, and please don't poke me. I don't know what that is. But anyway, I'll like your post, love your post, I'll add to your post, I'll reply, I put stuff on occasionally. And then, I'll just go dark for a while because honestly, Facebook especially, Instagram is a little easier, Twitter is a little easier. Facebook is just overwhelming. It's just too much, and so I can only spend so much time on it. It's just like, I don't even know you. Why am I reading about your last vacation? Like, I don't know who you are. So it's just too much after a while. So I have to just give it a rest. And I'm kind of a private person, or I should say I'm a very private person. So it's hard for me to put things out there about my own life. And I also feel like, why should other people care about what I'm doing? It's
it was in our homes.
Well, yeah, they kind of care because you went through our 19-inch TV to our 27-inch, then the flat screens came. So you were there for all of that.
I'm very selective. I have to be very selective about the things that I put on social media.
Right.
I really want to keep my private life
private
as much as I can. So, yeah. Have you seen the latest post though?
Yes, about us.
No, not well. Yes, about you. Okay, yes, about being on your show. But before that, as in like a couple of days ago, I posted about the latest thing that I'm doing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Saving it for the next segment.
Okay, saving that for the next segment. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't give it away.
I looked at it like that, like.
It's a what?
Oh, that's great. Oh, no, we got that in
yeah,
next.
Okay.
That's big.
Okay, that's coming up.
I want to bring up a subject, and I always say when I first got to Atlanta, and I'm gonna hold that because my producer just flashed me, but
he flashed you?
Yes, it goes.
Yeah, okay. Because, you know, people on radio, they didn't see that. So you said flash. I didn't exactly know what
Might
that...
have flashed.
Their mind is
What's going on
elsewhere.
over there?
Hey, I don't know. Prime may have done that. We had be careful, Prime. We got a lady in the house, man. Stop it. We come back. We ask the question when we come back. Stay with us.
Deliberate dumbing down. Dumb down society.
Deliberate dumbing down of America.
Dumb down public. Why would they do this?
Sensation Station Network. Radio, not dumbed down.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Uncle Dan? Mom?
Dad?
If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over.
As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
When it comes to saving money, don't act like a baby.
Goo goo gaga.
Be the boss and make a budget.
I'm the boss, baby.
You're the boss of me.
I am the boss of you.
Are not.
M2.
Are not.
M2.
Need a little help?
Aren't you going to do any work?
I'm very busy delegating.
Create a personalized savings plan.
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
And get other tools and tips at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council. Become the new you at Cobb County Kia. Get 0% APR financing for 75 months on select new 2017 and 2018 Kia Forte, Sportage, Sorento, and Optimus. Kia has been voted #1 in initial quality by J.D. Power for the second year in a row. Shop Cobb County Kia in Kennesaw and CobbCountyKia.com. Down payment will vary with APR and credit. For example, 0.0% APR with 25% down payment provides for 75 monthly payments of $13.33 per 1,000 finance for qualified buyers. APR finance available through KMF to qualified buyers. See dealer for complete details.
One of the most dominant home court.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough.
And that's all she wrote.
End zone touchdown.
Hey, we're back. We were Brenda Wood, you know, just having a great time, just talking. And we were talking in between the break about the importance of what, when I first got here, one thing about Atlanta I loved was I went to Morris Brown, and I just had this whole, then I was able to turn on the TV, and there were you and Monica, and man, y'all were there in there. How important was that for you because of what Atlanta did to make sure that, as an African-American female, that you came across a certain way, you did a certain way, and now it's still flowing to today's anchors as well.
Yeah.
How did you approach that when you got on the air?
Well, you know, I want to say up front, it was an honor to be a part of those, to be colleagues with those ladies.
Yeah.
You know, Monica, of course, was a legend before I got here, and actually, when I got here, I was a guest on another radio station, and you know, they asked me something about, you know, this is Monica's town, like, you know, how are you, you know, how you think you're going to fit in? And my answer was, well, you know, I think Atlanta's large enough to handle another black anchor. I think black female anchor. I think it's going to be all right. But you know, so that's how I started. That was my mindset. You know, I'm here. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm her competitor, but you know, I'm going to do what I was hired to do and just kind of keep focused on that. But Monica had always embraced me from the very start.
And at the end too, because she came to you. Final show.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. So, we established a relationship. We continue to have one. Amanda and I worked at the same station at Channel 5, and she was doing the morning show, and I was doing the evening. So we were like two ships passing the night. We didn't get to see each other very often.
Right.
But, we embraced each other, and, we were not competitors. We were on the same team. But, we were, more than cordial. We were friendly with each other. And then Karen, who was a competitor down the street at 46, also another wonderful, talented Black woman. And we all had camaraderie. We all had a relationship. We all had friendship. And even, and I tweeted this and put it on Facebook as well. I mean, we were competitors yet friends.
Right.
And that's the truth. When you think about TV news, it's really, if you're working in it, it's still a rather small community.
Right.
And we all understand. There's some certain things that we understand about the job and the pressures of the job, and there's certain things that only we can talk about and and empathize with the other. So, it's a little village, and it's cool. I mean, I'm really honored to have been colleagues with all those ladies. They're phenomenal at what they do.
Yeah.
Now, me and Glaze were having a good time with your magazine cover where it looks like you're dancing with the stars.
Yeah, excuse me?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
How much fun was that?
Well, okay, it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
It's going to happen April 21st. So it's for Alzheimer's. It's to raise money to end Alzheimer's. And I hardly know anybody who has not been touched by the struggles and the hardships of Alzheimer's. It's just devastating, even in my own family. And so it's a wonderful cause, raising money for Alzheimer's to end, to give money to research and for treatment here in Atlanta. And so we're doing a Dancing with the Stars kind of thing. It's called Dancing Stars of Atlanta, and I'm one of the dancers.
So let's see how this happened. You get approached. Did you get approached?
I did. And
what was your first?
Arm twisting, lots of arm twisting. It was not something that I immediately want to do. Not because the cause was absolutely right on the money, but dance in front of other people like a real form. I love to dance. You take me to a club, I will dance. Shake your booty, I can do that.
Turn up.
But in front of a whole bunch of people and like a real dance,
you just set your private,
middle and end.
Yeah, now you got a whole thing.
No.
You got to practice the routine.
Yes, sir. So it's scary. We're getting closer to the date, April 21st at the Cobb Galleria. 1,000 people show up for this event. I know, because I've been a judge the last 5 years for Dancing Stars. And I love the judging part, because that was just great. Like, nobody was looking at me. I could just make jokes and put up, 9, 10, 7, whatever. But then I got talked into doing this on the dance floor, and trust me, it was a lot of arm twisting. And so here I am. And one of the reasons why I finally said yes was, okay, you know what? You need to do something out of your comfort zone. Yeah. You need to challenge yourself, and let's just do this and see how it turns out. So,
how many hours a week you putting in?
I've just started going twice. I've been doing once a week with my professional partner. Now it's twice a week. So
gotta get those routines. Gotta stick that landing.
Will we have any? Any jumping?
Because on the cover, it's so much grace.
Well, I know.
Like it was one take.
It wasn't. Let's just say that. Wait, this is on Southern Seasons magazine, by the way, and so it's on the March issue, and I'm really proud to be a part of this. Scared but proud. I have a wonderful dance instructor, Simone. He's Italian, so I love all things Italian. So
we're gonna go in there. We're gonna say.
Yeah. So go to DancingStarsOfAtlanta.com and donate. Please vote for me. Every dollar counts. It doesn't matter how much or how little. It all counts to end Alzheimer's. DancingStarsOfAtlanta.com.
We come back, man. We got one more segment with Miss Wood. Because I'm trying to imagine her.
Because she got to get in these streets.
Yeah, man. We'll be right back.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Tweens have mastered the art of tuning out. Jen, there's a spider in the car. We're turning your room into a home gym. See? Nothing. But some messages need to get through. Like making sure they're buckled up the whole ride, every time. Do whatever it takes to make your child listen. Jen, I friended your boyfriend.
Wait, what?
Buckle up, sweetie.
Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Bobby Yotta from the Ohio State. I'm kicking with the Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back. I had to buy Brenda a drink one day because we celebrate her retirement.
Yes, cheers.
Toast it up.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Prime, what are you trying to say? Prime to put us out there. We got to do it. We're going to toast it.
Yes.
Toast greatness. You've been a part of your daughter's successful campaign.
You know, that was so fun. And I've not ever been able to be a part of a political campaign because of my job.
Right.
So it was so freeing, honestly. It was so freeing to be able to be out there and say, this is who you should support, and here's why, and, you know, take a side. It was nice.
And you were having fun with it, too.
I was.
Campaign signs, the T-shirts.
Yeah.
You were having a blast.
It was a whole family affair. You know, her husband is from a very large family, and they all grew up here. And, you know, so all of us, we were 110% in, and we all had a great time.
Now, they ain't trying to drop the whole, since you free and retired, we can drop the babies by the house. Have they been trying to do that to you?
And no, we don't have any babies yet.
I'm saying when they trying to sneak in around to that when that comes.
Yeah, which is going to be in about 3 weeks.
So they start talking to you like, you know, since you're free, we
You're
can really bring him by when it happens.
Yeah, I'm imagining that.
Because you know it's going to happen, right? I'm like, you know, since you're
not
free.
answering the phone. Not yet.
That's right.
You were looking for people. Hey.
Looking at my calendar, like, I see, I'm going to be gone.
You walking yet? Nah. Call me when you're walking.
Is that one of the great things to be you ready for and waiting for in retirement?
You know, yes, it's very exciting. Intellectually, I know that my daughter's about to have a baby. It's the first grandchild, and as I said, you know, her husband is part of a large family, so there are lots of aunts and uncles, and so we'll probably be arm wrestling for time with the baby.
Right.
You know, no, you had him last, and you know, all of that. So we're all just thrilled, and I can't wait. And you know, right now it's in my head, and intellectually, I know she's going to have a baby. Emotionally, that's going to be a whole nother discovery, you know, the day it happens. So I'm excited.
Wow.
What about this Atlanta traffic, though?
The traffic
Yeah,
is
not as
crazy.
because you're usually already camped out, you're working.
Right, I don't have to get in it, and so that's a great thing. Though, you know, my schedule, because I worked afternoons and nights, I didn't really have to drive during rush hour. But it is crazy. But you know, and I know people's, you know, it needs to be fixed. I don't know how. I don't have any solutions.
Stop moving here. We're full.
No, but see, here's but here's the thing. That's what I love about Atlanta. It's everybody wants to be here because it's such a great city.
Right.
I love this city. I love it, love it, love it. I understand why people want to come. It just is a great city, and we do have to find some solutions about this traffic. I'm not the one, but you know.
I'm off the clock.
It doesn't make me want to leave. It doesn't make me want to leave.
Can
I'm
you
here.
stay one more segment?
Sure.
I got one more question for you, and we didn't get flash. I got the hand signal.
Okay,
I got hand signal.
That sounded serious.
Because I can't, you know, Prime be, you know, we gotta watch our producer back there.
You're right.
We'll
No
be right
flashing.
back.
One in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to heretolisten.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the app.
Become the new you at Cobb County Kia. Get 0% APR financing for 75 months on select new 2017 and 2018 Kia Forte, Sportage, Sorento, and Optimus. Kia has been voted #1 in initial quality by J.D. Power for the 2nd year in a row. Shop Cobb County Kia in Kennesaw and CobbCountyKia.com. Down payment will vary with APR and credit. For example, 0.0% APR with $2,500 down payment provides for 75 monthly payments of $13.33 per 1,000 finance for qualified buyers. APR finance available through KMF to qualified buyers. See dealer for complete details.
This is big business. This is the American way.
Station Network.
See ya.
Hey, what's up, guys? We finished up our interview with Brenda Wood. Real quick question from my guy Dwayne. With all of this fake news crap that came out, what do you see journalism right now, in your opinion?
You know, journalism is what's going to save this country. That's what I truly believe. Investigative journalism, especially, is going to save our democracy, which is under threat right now.
Right.
And it's not being saved by the people elected to save it.
Right.
The people who represent constituents all across the country, they're not doing anything to save this democracy. It's going to be the power of journalism and the freedom of speech that saves us.
And you see, that's like you said, that's being attacked a little bit.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah.
Holding people to the fire.
Yes, and making them accountable and asking the right questions,
Right.
and not letting go of it. The whole thing about fake news, it just, you know,
It drives you crazy.
it drives you crazy because the legitimate news operations are still legitimate news operations.
Right,
They haven't
right,
suddenly changed
right.
into fake news just because somebody says it's fake
Right.
news. No, I mean, the New York Times, the Washington Post, you know, all of the networks, they're still, honest to goodness, journalists with integrity.
Right.
And so just because the word fake news or the words fake news are floating around in the air doesn't mean that, you know, they've suddenly changed because those words are floating in the air.
Right.
There's some incredible journalism that's happening right now, and I'm so proud of those journalists, so proud to have been a part of that community.
Because we're in such a click share thing so much in journalism right now, and I have to always remind people that, listen, look at the source.
Yes.
The source will always be important.
That is correct.
Always. Just don't, because you read the headline,
right.
Oh, let me go share that real quick. It might not be credible.
Right. There, and that makes all the difference. So yeah, there's some crazy sources out there. Everybody who's on social now is a reporter, quote unquote, is a reporter.
And if I got a camera phone.
Right, exactly. So who are you? You know, and what's your claim to fame, and what have you done? No, you don't. You're not a legitimate source, but there are legitimate sources out there, and they have not changed their mantra. They're there to, to pull the curtain back and make our elected officials accountable.
That's a great way to put it. Journalism will say, because I mean, if you try to control the narrative, you're destroying the First Amendment, but we'll keep it moving right there.
Yep.
Brenda, I want to ask you just, what's next? I know the dance is April.
Travel.
Well, I mean, is it more travel?
Ding, 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 ding.
Because you told us you wanted to make. Well, you laughed. You like, I want to go to Miami and New York, but you kept it going. You went
Miami, New York, and Vegas are
always
on the radar.
Where you been this last year? Tell people some of the places.
So this past year, I've been to Dubai, the Maldives, Cuba, Napa, the Netherlands, and Italy.
A lot of wine. Lot of wine in those.
She didn't say that.
I see a pattern. I just see a pattern.
You see some places.
I see a pattern.
Yeah, no, I've had some fun traveling. I love to travel.
Right.
It just opens up your world so much. The exposure to see all these different cultures and wines and things, and
yes, grapes.
Yeah,
the
great,
grapes.
and the food, and it's just wonderful. So, the budget is saying maybe not so much this year. Maybe you might want to cut back on that, sister girl. So it might not be as many places this year, but I'm going somewhere, so it's going to happen.
Thank you so much, as always, for coming on. Where can they find out about this dance in April? Where can they go and get their tickets?
Dancing Stars of Atlanta. You can vote for me. You can also buy tickets if you want. It's really a fun event, and there's a lot of cheering and for all the dancers. But every dollar you give to it, whether you buy a ticket or whether you make a donation as a vote for me, all of it goes to Alzheimer's. For research and to help people in treatment and so forth. It's all good stuff. So DancingStarsOfAtlanta.com.
You get to see Brenda shake a groove thing.
There
and
you go.
also
There will be a lot of shaking going on. So I'll just give you that hint.
There's going to be a lot of waltzing everybody.
Yeah.
Stop.
There will not be any waltzing. We got some sass coming to the dance floor. Yeah.
Sass. Spicy.
Sass.
Spicy, she say.
Thank you. We'll be right back, guys. We got to take photos.
Attention, licensed financial professionals. Are you looking to provide client solutions for longevity risks, withdrawal rate risks, and sequence of return risks? If you answered yes, then